And no, I'm not looking into some crystal ball, Jonathan. So I hope to give the EGN members a chance to actually use some of the principles that I use to find out what is true transformation and what is just noise, and how do you transform that into new competences. And then there is so much stuff going on right now impacting on leadership, so I have to get into that as well.
Of course.
And please, the good questions is the most important in the future. The answers, will all be locked up on the internet constantly. So the big deal is actually to pose a good question. So I'm really looking forward to hear any question that you might have, as I know that's going to spark a very interesting discussion as well. So let me share the screen now. First of all, I'm going to stand up. Even though I have a virtual audience, I find that it's much better for my breathing and for my connecting with you. So sad we cannot be in a room together. So please give you all a little morning hug if you can. We all need that. And cheers with your cup of coffee. I just spent some time with Niklas Brindborg. He has written a book about longevity, and that's because I'm looking at 50 different trends that will transform the world as we know it. They're going into a radio program that will be on air later on in November. But anyway, his main point when I interviewed him was these social relationships that are so important for us in terms of longevity, but also in terms of innovation and finding new ideas. And there, I really find it really sad that we look at our populations and almost 40% live by themselves, and we're living in these hybrid circumstances, which means that it is getting to be an increasing issue. I heard the other day an example of this pupil saying, well, our professors, they do not know our names anymore. So I think if you don't remember anything else, how do you create these relationships around you as a leader? That's going to be key. That's really one of the big reasons that we want to enter the labor market. We want to have this kind of feedback. As I said, let's look at transformation first, because the big deal here is what is actually transformation and what has lasting consequences for how we act. So, for instance, unfortunately, Queen Elizabeth died, and that took all the media coverage for a long time. And of course, it is important, especially if you are a royalist. But as a futurist, I really look at these underlying waves that are fundamentally changing the way we live, think, especially work, and organize ourselves. And here we are indeed in times of huge disruptions. We had the pandemic. Now we have huge issues with inflation and increasing prices, war on talent because people are working in new ways. 1/3 of the labor market have actually changed jobs during the last year or so in Europe. And then there's this war going on. So big transformation. And that's really where you have to use your futurist muscle and say, then what is it going to mean for the way I do my job?
Hi, my name is Liselotte. I'm a futurist, and together with you, I'm going to spot the main game changers that are going to change leadership forever.